Hi, my name is Victoria Ray Henderson. I'm the host of Listen Up Homebuyers. I am so happy to have with me today Brian Carpenter. He is the owner of Semper West Roofing. It's a roofing company that serves homeowners in Maryland and Virginia. And Brian, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to meet with me to answer some questions about roofs.
Sure. Thank you for inviting me on, Victoria.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about the roof in general.
Okay. Well, most people aren't going to be worrying about replacing the roof on their house until a house is over 20 years or a roof is over 20 years old. But if we speak in terms of what is the most common type of shingle used in our area, Washington metropolitan area, it's an asphalt shingle roof. That is 90 to 95% of the roofs that are on houses in your neighborhood, in my neighborhood, and all across this area. So that's mostly what you're going to be looking at. And even though there's a lot of manufacturers out there, a lot of different colors and styles of shingles, it's even simpler in that because most shingles that are put on these days are just known as architectural laminated shingles. And that's what's on your house. It's what's on my house. It's what most builders are using these days. So really it comes down to choosing a color that you like. Everything in that category I talked about, the architectural laminated shingle, they're all lifetime manufacturer's warranty. So everyone's offering the same warranty. This nice thing about shingles these days is it's more important to talk about what's underneath of the shingle. Because since everyone's got the same basic shingle, an architectural laminated shingle, and that's, again, 90% of the shingle that's being installed, just focus on what's under the shingle. And if you steer your contractor into that category, you'll see that that's going to be your best protection.
Okay. Now I got a couple questions for you because, you put my roof on. And the reason that I chose your company to put the roof on or the shingles on my roof was because I had so many happy clients who had used your services. So I was just recently up on my roof, believe it or not. I was checking out my chimney and I got a firsthand look at what the work you did. When you saw my roof, it was in desperate need of being replaced.
Yes.
And you had to replace some of the stuff underneath. Tell me a little bit about when you go up and evaluate a roof, first of all, what's a bad roof? How can you tell? I mean, sometimes it's obvious, but how do you know for sure that something needs to be replaced?
Well, most times we're replacing the roof, people are starting to have issues with, and those issues are usually leaks. And a lot of times the leaks that happen on a roof are not a failure of the shingle, it's certain penetration points. You have a chimney on your roof. And so when the shingles and the flashings start failing around then, you get water coming in around that chimney. And then you have these pipes that come up through your roof, plumbing vent pipes. Those little gaskets that are around there, those start to fail. So that's usually what happens.
Do you go up and evaluate with cameras, showing people what's going on, then come down and explain to them the breakdown of the costs and things?
It's a good question because there's so many different types of ways people are giving roof estimates these days. The person that's coming out to look at their roof, if they're pulling up in a sedan, you don't see any ladder on top of it, and they're going to say, I've got this great satellite image of your roof. It gives me the exact measurements and everything. That's not giving you a whole story. You may not even need a new roof. There's been plenty of times, Victoria, I've gotten up on someone's roof and they thought they needed a roof because they had a few leaks. And I said, listen, if you haven't had to do any repairs on your roof before, why don't you just have me fix this and this, and you're going to get another 5 or 10 years out of your roof. Sometimes that happens, but that's not going to happen with a guy that brings the satellite image or if he takes measurements from the ground.
Right.
All of my guys, including myself, get up and take physical measurements of the roof. And while we're up there, we're doing evaluations. And one of the things you asked me about is plywood. Well, we're not pulling up shingles to look at the plywood.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we looked up into your attic with a flashlight, it doesn't tell us the integrity of the plywood. It's from walking on it and stepping on it. When you just mentioned you had gotten up on your roof, I'd probably tell you not to do that, but you have a pretty safe roof to get up on. Yeah. I walk and I step. And I think when I came out and evaluated your roof, I think I even told you, there's some cracking plywood underneath of there. And I said, listen, there's probably going to be a lot replaced. I think we ended up replacing less than we originally thought. And that was good.
Yeah, right.
But make sure you're having at least one or two of the estimates you're getting, somebody actually getting up on the roof.
So I have a question. Two things I want to touch on. Slate roofs, because we have a lot of those in the greater Washington, D.C. and Baltimore area. Tell me about those. I know they can last 100 years, but I know it's a specific kind of roof. And if you have one, how do you maintain it?
So in this area, the roofs that are going to last literally over 100 years are metal roofs and slate. Those products, if maintained, will last you over 100 years. We've done homes, replace roofs on homes that were built in the 1800s. We're usually pulling off the metal roof because they last that long. If, let's say, you just bought a house with slate on it, usually you just have to come by and you'll pay someone to get up there $800 to $1,200 and do a lot of maintenance up there. And then it will be 5 to 10 years before you have to do anything else.
Tell me about the product that Tesla has out now.
Okay. Tesla talked about it for a long time, and finally they do now have a solar shingle. So their system, they do not install panels on top of whatever roof that's up there, an asphalt roof. They actually will tear off the roof that's on the house down to the plywood, and then they put down a special underlayment. And then flashing of all those points, those penetrations I talked about around chimneys and other parts of the roof that have pipes coming through, they'll put that. So one company comes in and preps all that, and then Tesla comes in and their technicians install these panels, and they install pretty much like a shingled asphalt roof would be installed. One at a time, they connect together.
What a cool thing. I mean, so you're getting the solar panel, or not really the panel, you're getting a solar shingle, which is aesthetically much more attractive than the panels. And you'll get the benefit. That sounds like it's going to be the wave of the future for roofing.
It is. And like anything else, the cost of it has to come down. You have one company in the whole country that's making that. It's Tesla, and I doubt that it's very affordable.
Yeah.
And if you actually think that you need to have a roof replaced, first get 3 estimates. Sometimes you might even need 4. But please make sure at least 2 of those companies, guys are getting up on the roof and giving you evaluation, taking pictures. We send pictures to people. We put them together so we can send them out. So you own those pictures. You can see what it is that's up there. And maybe what you thought was scary really isn't scary, but make sure they're getting up there. The other thing is, and this I've been on this kick for a long time, and I'm sure it's happened to you. If you get a company that wants to come out and see you and they say, when can you and your husband, or when can you and your wife both be there? Don't let them come out, because you're going to give them 2 or 3 hours of your life as they hard close you into the purchase of a roof.
Are roofing companies, is there a national standard or a seal of approval that buyers should look for, or homeowners should look for?
Well, there are usually the manufacturers have certification of roofing companies. So if a roofing company comes in to see you, they usually have one manufacturer that they're certified with, and that's a good standard to hold for your companies come in. When you ask them, who do you represent? Who you certified with? Are there extended warranties that come with that certification? And if they have that certification, that means that they, as a company, have gone through testing and standards that manufacturer requires for them to allow you to use their name and their sell their shingle. Certainly you can go and buy it yourself, but they want you to put their shingle on in a particular way that they know that warranty that they're going to put on that shingle, which is usually no less than 50 years, they're going to be able to stand behind it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, I have to tell you, again, thank you for putting a good roof on my house. You cleaned up really well. We never had any nails anywhere. We never had anything anywhere. And you were quick and it was just a great experience. So Brian Carpenter, the owner of Semper West Roofing, a company that serves homeowners in Maryland and Virginia. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Great talking with you, Victoria.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.